Okay, we're live, and what a show I have for you today. Thank you for coming out and watching during the Super Bowl. I know that's something a lot of you enjoy too. But welcome, 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 Sacred Silence, Earth Angel. Welcome, Motorhead. Who else is here? Brian, I think you left a comment from before. I'm not sure if you're here right now. But boy, do I have a show for you. And thank you. Oh, Mel. We have a new friend, Melly Floss. Okay. Now, what I want you to do for a second, let's all imagine for a minute, all right? We're going to play this game. We're not kids, but we're all going to imagine for a second. Close your eyes, all right? Imagine you're being chased down by a lion in the snow. Okay, and what do you notice about this lion? This lion has an exceptionally red nose. This lion has an exceptionally red nose. And what you notice about this lion is the exceptional red nose, but you notice that it's freaking blood. It's blood on the lion's nose. So the lion's bloodthirsty and he's coming after you. So you try to run. Your legs feel stiff. You look down at your big black boots. It's like you're walking through water. Nothing you could do. You try to run. He pounces. Suddenly you awake. Okay? Then eventually you fall back to sleep again. And who's behind the tree hiding? The friggin' lion. You see that bright red nose behind the tree. That blood. He's waiting to get you. Um, you get ready to run, but you remember you've done this already. This is just a dream. So now, not only are you having a recurring dream, you're having a lucid dream, a dream where you realize that you're dreaming while you're in it, a lucid dream. So now you say, "Hey, I don't have to be scared of this lion anymore. This is a dream. I control the outcome." So what do? You turn the lion into a little lammy, a little lamb, and you wake up, you go on your way, and you notice something. You open your window and you say, "Oh man, it snowed outside. Your car's covered in snow. Your driveway's covered in snow. You need to dig a path out." So reluctantly, you put on your boots, your big black boots. You get the shovel ready, you get the salt ready. You walk out. Maybe Motorhead. Let's see where this is going. You walk out, and as soon as you start shoveling, you notice something in the snow. You notice a bright red. Hey, propagate this light. Thank you for joining. Um, Yes, so you notice this bright red nose in the snow. What could that be? You poke it with a shovel. It's a friggin' lion with a bright red nose, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it's a stuffed animal. So now you find yourself awake for real, but saying to yourself, you know what? When I woke up from this morning's dream, I was having a precognitive dream. A dream where sometimes it could be a coincidence, but they tell the future. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of theories about what dreams are. We don't know but we know that it's a reflection of a person's identity, their beliefs, their intentions, and their motivations. Even Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud said had to do with the unconscious, and the unconscious actually um, communicates with us through symbols. That's what Carl Jung believes. Carl Jung actually was a very interesting figure. I read a book on him. I don't remember the title. I read the book on him, and he actually remembers a dream from when he was about 3 years old. Um, yes, dreams can be a warning. Dreams are reality. Yeah, you know. Um, yeah, there's a lot of There's a lot of psychologists that focus on dream, not only Freud and Carl Jung, but those are the two that I pretty much read up on and all that. Um, what do I believe? Okay, what do I believe? I believe that either one of two things. I was gonna get into that, and then I'm gonna open up the link and let you guys come in and chat and ask some questions. Yeah. Um, Earth Angel says she dreams in color and she remembers them well. Well, you know what? So do I, and I think it's amazing. But anyway, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into try to interpreting dreams. We're gonna try to interpret dreams. I downloaded an app. Well, what? Okay, back to what Propagate This Light says. What do I believe it is? There's two things that I believe because I'm kind of on the fence with all this. I'm kind of on the fence with all this paranormal stuff. But then again, it might just be stuff that we don't understand yet. All right. Hi, Hilar. Welcome, Hilar. Um, I think it could just be a random firing of neurons in the brain. When we sleep, our brain has to do something. It can't just be static. It has to exercise itself. If you don't use it, you lose it. So I think it could just be a misfiring, not a misfiring, but just firing of neurons in the brain. And another thing I believe is, if you ever heard of the Akashic Records. Oh, Moonzoom, who are you? Welcome, welcome. If you ever heard of the Akashic Record, there's a universal source to everything. I kind of believe that that could be true, that when we dream, we draw inspiration from this universal source, because even when even the song that I have for the intro here, I got that from a dream. I got that from a dream when I was half awake, half asleep. So it is interesting. I'm not too big on the paranormal. I just think there are some things we don't understand, so maybe we should just consider it normal, not paranormal. So yeah, those are my two main. It's either a random misfiring of neurons, or it's where, yeah, either that. Let me post a link. I have a lot more to talk about because I read up a lot on this topic. Um, Let me just post a link if anyone wants to come. And I know I could be intimidating while I'm sitting here, so maybe I'll turn the camera off. Oh wait, hold on. Guests. You had a near-death experience, Motor? You had a near-death experience? You want to tell us about that? That's cool. Sacred silence. I'm glad you guys made it. Here you go. There's the link. So, really, what a lot of scientists or psychologists, dream psychologists, analysts believe is that stuff builds up within your subconscious, and at night it kind of breaks the barrier and it goes into your subconscious mind. And what is the subconscious? The subconscious is Earth Angels. All right, you could take your time. Propagate. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? How do I sound? I'm echoing.
Huh? Oh, is there an echo again?
Yes.
Okay, let me put the headphone in. Welcome. I'm sorry I didn't see you on my last live stream. I was kind of like in a rush to get home. Let me put my headphones in, or one at least. There we go. Should be connected. Yes, it is. Sacred Silence is going to come on. Welcome, Sacred Silence. Oh, he dropped out. Okay. So, what do you make of dreams? What do you think dreams are? Hold on. I lost. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah. But I think my headphone wasn't really working right. Let me see again.
Okay.
Yeah, now I hear you. Now I hear you.
Okay, is everything clear on my end?
Yes. No echo, no nothing like
Okay,
that.
okay, cool. Because while you're doing that, I was like rebooting on my end as well to make sure everything is clear.
Oh, okay. Maybe it had somehow had something to do with that. So yeah, what do
Well, it's
you
nice
think
to speak
about?
to you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I know it's
yeah,
nice to
it's
speak to you
nice.
again.
Yeah, it's nice
I
having
need
you
you
on
over there
again.
on my. Oh yeah, I think we have
Y-
an audio delay. Yeah, yeah. Are you able to come through on Monday?
Yes, I am. You know what? Last time I just fell asleep. It was my
Okay,
I had work the next day, and I
okay.
fell
Because
asleep. I
I'm.
wasn't feeling well that week. Um,
Oh, we're
yeah, I
doing
wasn't
better, huh?
feeling the best. I'm doing better now. I was having like
Okay.
fainting, not fainting spells, but feeling like I was gonna faint.
Why do you think that's so? Diet or anything like that, or what? Or something you ate, or what?
Uh, I think I was having too many energy drinks, and I think it had something to do with my heart, to be honest. I know
Got you.
people don't like to hear
Got you.
that, but it's
Hmm.
true. Um,
Yeah,
so
but
as we
yeah,
know,
they affect the
yeah,
heart. You know that, right?
yeah, and I gotta
I think we have an audio delay.
maybe a
I'm gonna
slight.
go out and come back in. I think we have an audio delay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I could get back in here. See.
And Sacred Silence, what happened to you? You said you were coming on, and then you got scared. No, I'm playing. Or you just had second thoughts about it. But I thank you. And Motorhead said he fell off a steel on a construction site. That's crazy. And you had an NDE because of that? That's crazy. Moonzoom says, you know, back to that, Motorhead, I'd like you to come up here and tell your story if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I understand that's personal. Huh. Moonzoom says, how many Super Bowls in 1 year? Uno. One.
All right. Hopefully
You're
it's
back.
better.
Yeah,
Okay, for sure.
I
Yeah.
think it's better now.
So I'm happy. Okay, I'm happy you're doing good. So you want to ask me a question about dreams, huh?
Yeah, and what is your thought on dreams? I mean, I tried to say what I thought about it. Um, I think it could be random neurons firing. There is definitely a study that says that dreams help retain memories or integrate memories into your conscious mind. What do you think dreams are?
I know most of the time, the key word is no, in regards to what I'm saying. So I know that most of the time, or at least for me anyway, that I'm on what you said earlier, the astral realm.
Yeah,
So some of the time I'm there, some of the time I'm in a whole different reality, a whole different version of Earth, experiencing things that is not going on now. Um, as far as the general, so those are the soul traveling while I'm asleep. As far
Mm-hmm.
as as far as the dreams, um, I really don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. It could be a mashup of everything, and like you said, it could be signs and messages that you can
Yeah.
get through there. Um, you said neurons firing, could be neurons firing, but I think it's also a spiritual thing as well, and it's not just a body uh, reaction to sleep. That makes sense.
Yeah, I know, I know. I understand what you're talking about. Um, but did you ever hear of the Akashic record?
Yeah, yeah, we talk about it a lot. That's one that,
Oh,
well,
okay, good.
we don't talk about it a lot. It's one of the things we've spoken about. Yeah.
Welcome, Blank. Welcome. Hey, Moon Zoom. Hey, Melly. Earth Angels World. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Well, I almost feel like I can't say I know for sure, but I've had precognition dreams, precognitive dreams a lot, and it's been stuff that's been, too coincidental to be true. Like for example, I'd be at work. I used to work at a daycare center, and I had a dream that a kid swallowed a string and there was a big commotion and they had to go to the doctor and the hospital. Next day, a kid swallowed a string and they had to go to the doctor and hospital. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so, I'm kind of thinking that there's one collective consciousness. Time is static, time is a loop, time is static. And in our dreams, we're in a different state. How do you call that? We're in we're in a different state when we're in our dreams. So I believe that we can access the different realm when we're in our sleep, especially when it comes to visitation dreams and stuff like that. I do believe, and I hate when people call it paranormal. I just think it's normal. I just think that we just don't understand it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you just could look up the word para. What does para mean? That type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then you said that it's kind of like precognition dreams.
I've had
Um,
precognition dreams before. Precognitive, yeah.
hmm hmm Yeah. So
And
what you just displayed there, and also in the chat they're talking about, that happened to me too. I mean, I'm assuming that it happened to a lot of us, or that example you just gave,
uh
and the next day it happened. Yeah, I've had some of those as well. I can't recall any right now, but yeah, that has happened as well with me.
I very often, I always get lucid dreams where I know I'm dreaming and I just change the outcome of the dream. I mostly have horrible dreams. Like I have recurring dreams, and that's because of anxiety. Um, if you want to stop having recurring dreams, you got to get to the source of what in your subconscious is bugging you in a way, because, like I said, it gets built up in your subconscious, and eventually, a theory is that it goes into your brain to integrate itself into your conscious mind for when you wake up. Uh, and I mean, that could be because, like I said, memories are thought to be reinforced during the stage during deep sleep. So, but I got off track just now. Um, oh yeah, lucid dreaming. Hey JT, what's going on? Lucid dreaming. I dream all the time that I know I'm having a dream. And the way that you do that, they say, is if you keep a dream journal every night, which I don't do, but if you do keep a dream journal every night and go over your dreams, if you have recurring dreams, it's possible. It's more possible that you're gonna get a lucid dream. Um, if you metacognate, if you think about your thoughts a lot, and that this is probably why I always have lucid dreams. If you think about your thoughts a lot and you question them in real life, in your dream, you're gonna be doing the same thing. And it's like, yeah, chat, how's his audio? Why don't you come up here and tell us about it, Sacred Silence? Or no, it doesn't matter if you do or don't. But uh Blank has something interesting to say. He says Terence McKenna thinks instead of being pushed by the Big Bang, we're being pulled towards the future. The future is influencing the past. I do believe something like that. I believe that time really is just one loop, kind of like what an electron looks like, how it goes, I mean, alternating current, how it goes in and out on each other. Um, I think that's what time is. I don't think it's linear. Uh, yeah, guys, how does he sound? How does his audio sound to you guys? How does Propagate This Light's audio sound?
1 2 1 2. This is Propagate. You can tell
To
me how
me,
I sound. It's never too late.
he sounds great. I don't know how it sounds for you guys.
Okay, sounds fine to me. Sounds cool. Because I can't hear myself. I appreciate that, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Sounds good, smooth. Okay, I appreciate that.
Oh, good. Thank you, Earth Angel. Thank
All
you,
right,
thank you.
cool. 'Cause I just want to
Uh,
give quality. I just want to give quality. You know what I mean?
yes, yes,
And people can actually hear what I'm saying when I'm talking. So yeah.
yeah. Sounds good,
So
smooth, offline. Mm-hmm.
this thing of finding things in your dreams or whatever, going through something in your dreams, and then it happens the next day or whatever. So
Yeah,
you mentioned time. You mentioned time, and someone in the chat said time doesn't stand still. So one will also say that time is of the essence, and one will also probably say that there is no time. So it's all together, future, past,
yeah,
and present. So one will also say, you know, from my me looking into it, me experiencing things, and I'm still trying to understand it too. But one person I heard say that we're tapping into like the ether or something like that, or we're tapping into like
yeah,
the information that's in reality that we can't see, and it's like floating around us. It's like information, and so when you're sleeping, you could tap into that, and you could kind of like, I guess, look into the future, I guess you could say. And then, but some people will also say that the future doesn't exist yet because you haven't created it. But and then, and I'll say this and I'm done. And then one will also say, well, when you make choices now, each and every choice you make leads to the possibility of, you know, where you're going to go in the future.
yeah. No, I know what you mean. I actually follow you, you know. Um, I do agree. Like I said, I don't know if I articulated it well, but I mean, I pretty much believe the same thing you believe, like time, or maybe, we're not sure about it, but that time is all one, past, present, future. It's all one. Time is static to me. And I just posted another link again. Okay. Time is static to me. I think that we are. Maybe I was mistaken when I said the Akashic Records. Maybe that's not what the ether. I could have sworn I read that was, but the same thing as like the ether and the information that's out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a mistake. I misspoke. I think the ether is the energy. The energy is energy or something like that.
Well, maybe,
Something.
but either way, I know, what you mean. Um, So
So
sacred, yeah,
mhm, no
sacred,
free will.
yeah. You know,
Eh, yeah.
what I kind of think about that, I have my own theories about that, and here we go again. I'm not going to go on a long rant this time. Um, what I believe, I'm sorry, I was just reading one comment. When what I believe is that we're led in a certain direction because of quantum, we are quantum particles. And I know they say that doesn't work on a macro level, but we are basically made up of quantum particles. We are in the quantum field. So what I think happens is that we're being directed to act a certain way, whether it be because of the way the wind blows, whether a scent is in the air and it blows your way, whether we have tornadoes, devastating events. I think that we all pushed in a certain direction. We could break that with free will, but I also think that then we branch off into another universe, if that makes sense, if I'm not getting too crazy now.
Of course not. Like that's why I'm inviting you over because we talk about all of this. We go in depth of our experiences and our thoughts about these topics. So I need you over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
Sometimes
tomorrow.
tomorrow at
Tomorrow at 5. Hmm.
what time you say?
So every Monday at 5 p.m. PST.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And your audience is invited to come through too, to check you out and just check out the vibe. If
Definitely, guys. Let's go to
mhm.
Propagate This Light's channel tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm just listening in the background. My cousin's outside listening to the football game and he's upset, and that means I'm happy because I don't like the Chiefs. I think they cheat. But anyway, Propagate This Light. Let's go over to his channel tomorrow. On Monday, he talks about stuff like this if you're interested. This is a very interesting topic. Um, let's see what Blank has to say. Minds are receivers of thoughts. A lot of thoughts aren't actually our own, they come from somewhere else, like the radio waves. That could be, but I think it's like we said that there's some information out there that we can't see, we can't touch. Um, but I do think you're right. I think our thoughts might come from somewhere else. Who's chat friend? Is that JT? Hello, welcome.
Hi, it is me. It's JT.
It's JT. Good. Okay. I was hoping that somebody wasn't using your picture just to get up on stage.
Porn bomb you or something? No, it's me.
Oh, good. That's good. So what do you think about dreams?
I think the topic is definitely interesting. I don't think that they really understand fully what they really are. I know a lot of it has to do with the subconscious, but then you start
Yeah.
getting into ideas like collective unconscious, with the dream symbolism and all that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
starts getting more like metaphysical, like spiritual kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they have an adequate explanation for the nature of dreams, really.
No, I don't think they do either. I think it's too crazy for them to say what it
But
is
I don't
about.
think they understand it. I don't think there's a way to understand. I don't think they understand it currently. I don't think they ever will.
No,
Yeah,
we
if
don't
we're
know
talking,
what.
oh, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I don't know what I was gonna say. We don't know enough about it. In other cultures they have dream time, like in the Australian Aborigines. I tried to find out a little more information on that. I wasn't able to find out too much, but they have something called dream time. Um,
Dream time.
yeah, I don't want to put too much I don't want to put misinformation out there, so I don't want
and
to touch
So
on that.
I think a topic like this, like it depends like a lot on your particular worldview, like on an individual basis. So like if you believe in more like supernatural things, like I think it could even get into that. But it depends like what you believe in, you know? Like,
Yeah. Propagate, you were gonna say something?
the guy that's on your name is JT, huh?
yeah. Your
Oh,
name
okay,
is
yeah, nice. Yeah,
good to meet
dislike.
you.
Yeah,
Hi,
good to
nice.
meet you, man. Yeah.
I've heard about Angela, I've heard about your channel. I just haven't had a chance really to come and I thought the topic was interesting.
Yeah, it is. I like this topic. You know what? I could do a topic each week on something surrounding dreams. I was going for more like a mystical, fringe theory type of
Yeah.
thing. But I kind of like the topic of dreams and even to analyze dreams.
Well, I noticed you seem to cover like a lot of like fringe, like metaphysical type stuff, like um topics and things like that. So I'm curious, like, and obviously I don't expect you to tell me like your entire worldview, but like if you could like what kind of things do you like believe in? Like in general. Like if you could
In
like
general.
yeah. Like do you believe in the supernatural? Or are you into like mysticism or the occult? Are you religious? Or you know
Uh, okay, so first I was raised Catholic. Um, don't mean to get into like
if it's
negative
not too
stuff.
personal, yeah, I'm not asking you to say anything that you don't feel comfortable talking about.
No, I mean I was raised Catholic, so but around the age of 12, because of what happened with September 11th, at the age of 12, it was a little bit too much for me to handle, and I just said to myself that God can't be the God of the Bible unless he wouldn't have let something so terrible happen. I mean, I have different views now because I think
But like
everything
the
happens.
problem, like basically the problem of evil, like how can that kind of God exist if he's good? Like
Yeah,
why could all this stuff, bad, evil stuff happen if God is supposed to be good? Is that like basically your thought?
yeah, that was my thought back then when I was 12. Um, so I never made confirmation that year. I officially, I don't mess with the Catholic Church anymore. Um, but what I do believe, I believe that there's something else out there that we don't understand. I believe in sacred geometry. I believe that the fractals and shapes that we see around us are all created by the vibrations.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I believe that there are either membranes or strings that vibrate, um, and they create shapes, they create fractals, they create images, they create
Yeah, that's more like
pretty
string
much,
theory, right? Then,
yeah, yeah. Uh, I didn't know it was string theory. I just came up with that one day.
but well,
I'm
I'm
not
not
saying I'm
saying that
smart,
string
but
theory like exactly, but it's along the lines of string theory, but the
yeah,
vibration of it.
yeah. No, it was that's basically what I believe in, and I believe that sometimes when the two strings become intertangled, that's when coincidences or miracles happen, stuff like that. Um, Not saying there's a man on a cloud throwing lightning bolts, but I'm saying I do believe in something that scientists, well, maybe not scientists wouldn't disagree with it nowadays, but I think that there's something bigger than we're told. It's not just simple mathematics on paper.
Well,
I believe, yeah,
well, it's interesting because I mean that's kind of like I mean that's like a would you say like quantum entanglement would be like kind of the I guess reasoning for things like what they would consider like supernatural or things that basically are very improbable but could happen.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
interesting way to look at it.
Ew is in the chat. How do you pronounce ew? Is it ew or you? Anyway, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by on the Super Bowl Sunday.
So what was said earlier is that they haven't they haven't told us yet, or they don't know. So I'm assuming that the they that we're referring to is scientists, and like JT said earlier, is like it's one of those things I won't figure out because the spirit also, I think, because we're inside the body, and then we don't just stay in our body. From my perspective, we don't just stay in our body when our body's resting all the time. Sometimes we're floating above our body. Sometimes.
Yeah, like if consciousness is not attached to your body, like if it exists like separate from the body, I think that's kind of what well, that's definitely what. Because I know you were talking about lucid dreaming earlier,
Yeah.
but that kind of gets into the topic of remote viewing and like astral, like they
Yeah.
call it astral projection, which is like a dreamlike state, but you're able to see like this reality while you're not awake, kind of thing. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's more, and I know Propagate This Light, you do talk about this on your channel. I know you told me last time, out of body experiences, but yeah, I actually did when I had sleep paralysis video. I touched upon out of body experiences. I mean, I
Yeah,
have, yeah, I have them a lot, because I have sleep paralysis a lot, and I think
well,
they
yeah,
go
I would
hand in hand.
consider sleep paralysis to be an example of like an out of body experience. I mean, could I think in a lot of cases it is.
Yeah, I could tell you something. When I was 13, um, I had no idea. This was 2002. Now, I had no idea. There was nothing on the internet. There was no YouTube. I mean, there was nothing on the internet worthwhile that could tell you about these things. Uh, there was nothing that really could have influenced me to have this kind of dream, I guess you would call it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but when it was morning time, and when I woke up, my whole body just felt frozen, and my body started to vibrate. I felt it on my head, especially in my head near, I guess, by the third eye, maybe. My whole body started to vibrate. I felt like I was slowly walking through water, and I turned around and I seen myself laying on the bed, okay? And I said to myself, oh my God. I said, is this a dream? What am I doing here? And I kept falling asleep and waking up, falling asleep and waking up and having the same experience, me going out of my body and walking through the room, and there in the middle of the room was one of my worst fears, a skeleton. A skeleton all wrapped up in a cloth like the Tibetans bury the. And meanwhile, mind you, I had no idea that people from Tibet or other cultures bury their dead like that. Like they put them on a mountaintop. The religious monks, they put the dead bodies, they wrap them up in cloth and put them on a mountaintop and let the vultures get to them. That's what this thing looked like.
Look like a mummy, kind of. Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, like deep.
What is, yeah. So that was really interesting. I mean, I woke up and I wrote about that in my journal the next day. Um, yeah, but my journal was, I don't know what the hell happened to my journal. But
Oh, you lost your journal.
yeah, and I'm pretty upset about that because there's a lot of, world events that happened that I had written down in there. But
Well, that
yeah.
sucks.
So Propagate, did you ever have a out of body experience that or you?
I've had many. I've
Oh
had
yeah,
many.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You told
So
me that.
my perspective will be from experience. So yeah, definitely. I could tell you a lot of experiences I had, but yeah,
Would
definitely.
Would you like to tell us about one?
I think I'm getting some feedback or background. Somebody's moving the cup or something.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm making coffee. Let me.
Oh, okay. And you're invited to my channel as well, JT, if you'd like to come through. It's in the chat. So
Oh, okay. Thank you.
yeah, it's all good. So I was working warehouse work at this new job that I had back in the day, and I'll make it short, like Gary Coleman. No, it's fine. So um I didn't mean it, Gary, if he's listening. Yeah, so I had this experience back in the day, where I was working this warehouse job, and it was new to me, and so there was a new job to me at the time, and my body was tired, so I went home. After the job, I tried to rest, take a nap. I couldn't sleep, so I laid down on the bed. I just laid back on the bed, and I sat back up, and I did that about 3 times. The third time I sat up, I was like, wait a minute, something's different. Everything in the room was the same. Nothing was different in the room. Everything. And then so I lifted up my arm, and first I looked at my hand. I looked at my hand, and my hand wasn't there. I just seen like a white glowing outline of my hand, and it looked like there were like these stars or something, or these lights inside of my palm that was moving around slowly. And then I lifted up my arm to look at it, and my arm wasn't even there, but I could feel it, and it was very light. Long story short, I was actually out of my body. I came out of my body spontaneously because my body was so tired, but my mind was still active. And when I sat up the third time, I sat up out of my body. Yeah, a lot more happened too. Yeah, a lot more happened in that experience, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened there.
Yeah, it's interesting you said about the lights on your palm because since I was young, I used to, if I could focus at night in the dark, there's like swirling, not swirling, but kind of these little pinpoints of different colored light that move around where my eyes move. You know what I mean? And I was just wondering if anyone else ever
See swirling
experienced,
light in your hand?
not in my hand, but just like little particles or something, particles of something that just kind of drift around
Hmm.
at
Where do you
night.
see them? Like on your body or just everywhere?
Yeah, if I look up at the ceiling, I really don't, not now, but when I was a kid, this used to keep me up at night. Um, nowadays, no. I probably could see it if I wanted to, but it always used to bug me. Like, what is that? Like, what am I seeing? It's
I
like
think I know what you're
almost
talking about.
like,
Like, I don't know. For me, it's like when you close your eyes, you see
yeah,
like little, looks like like a black background with like a bunch of little color particles.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if that's what you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah. I used to find that distracting too.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Come to think about it, yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Come to think about it, I think I experienced that too. Being younger, I think I used to. Yeah, I used to sleep under the covers, I think, and then look at my hand that way. I don't know, it's weird.
It
Anyway.
only like for me, I could only really notice it in the dark, or at least that's what stands out.
yeah,
Hmm.
And it looks like like a black void with like filled with tiny little colored particles. Like
yeah.
Mm, that that actually sounds like my life. No, I'm just joking. A black void. Uh, yeah, I had some depressing moments back in the day, but yeah, a little bit better now.
so,
But yeah, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, what were you gonna say?
The sounds like you're eating there, huh?
Mm, yeah. Wow, what do they call it? Concha? Like it's like one of those Mexican breads. Some coffee.
Mm,
Yeah. Okay, for sure.
sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, JT, have you ever what do you think about the Akashic records is what they call it?
Big records. I don't know too much about that. It's like that the Emeralds of Thoth or something. Is that similar or is that different?
They say so. Okay, so I have a channel where I speak to a lot of near-death experiencers. So there's a Propagate Light Network on YouTube, and so from what they're saying is that they all kind of say the same thing. It's like this Roman uh building of sorts, and it has like a big screen, and they're shown their whole life on that big screen, and they can actually feel their thoughts, feel what they felt at that moment, and if they affected anybody negatively in their life, they get to feel that too, and also the people that was affected by them, like the domino effect. You get to feel all of that. That's what they're saying.
Is this like a metaphysical place, or is this like a actual like document or something? Like you're talking
It's a
about.
metaphysical. Hmm.
Oh, okay. It's like a metaphysical phenomenon type thing.
Yeah, when
Interesting.
they have their when they have their near-death experience, they cross over and they experience, and some of the people experience that.
Oh, okay. I'm reading about it right now. Akashic records, collective of information about every event, thought, and feeling that has ever happened in the universe. They are a concept of occultism and are believed to be imprinted on Akasha, an astral light that is beyond human senses. Sounds very occult, like very.
Mhm.
When I say occult, like kind of like hidden, beyond like our ability to
Mhm.
fully understand.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the cult means. Yep. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not. I don't know. I don't. I try to familiarize myself with a lot of those kind of concepts, but I don't really delve too deep into them
Mm.
personally.
Mhm.
um,
Did you know? Mhm.
no, I do find them interesting. But what were you gonna
Mhm.
say?
Oh, this is kind of off topic. Did you know? Did y'all know that human means God man?
God, man.
Yep. Like if you separate the words, separate human, it's kind of like which word do you recognize the most, and then what does the other word mean? That type of thing.
I didn't know that. It's human, man, and humus meaning or because I'm looking at it, it derives from the Latin humanus, I guess. Hybrid from homo meaning man and humus meaning earth. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I know that that's a very popular occult concept that we are gods or like creators of our own realities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
personally, I don't really, like I say, I'm familiar with that kind of stuff, but I don't really entertain that kind of stuff personally because it's not really compatible with my belief system. Christian,
Mhm.
Christian.
Mhm.
So
Right.
yeah, although I am familiar with a lot of that, it's not compatible with my personal beliefs. If you get what I mean.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. I respect it. But no, you
Yeah.
have to look up the word. You have to look up the word, not the word human, but look up the word hue. HU. That's what you.
What's the word?
Uh, HU. The word in
HU.
human.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
HU.
Hume. Hmm.
Some will say color, like in the chat, but it's not HUE. That's color.
Well, it says it derives from the Latin humus, which means earth. So I don't know. Um, but I mean, what do they call that? What do they call the study of words? Um, the study of language. I forget what they call that. But yeah, it would fall
Mhm.
into that.
I
Mhm.
That's
forget what that's
interesting.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an ancient concept that we're like more or less like creating our own reality or something. Or like that we're
Yeah, but yeah,
gods.
I mean, we're doing that. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I would say of sorts, but like, aren't we creating our reality right now? That type of thing, right?
I don't know. It depends on what you mean by that. Like, because if you're like talking about like the observer effect or something like that, like
Hmm.
what it's acting like is basically that each person is somehow affecting reality, um, and based on their observation of it, and they're all doing this simultaneously, and each reality is actually happening at the same time, but it's also different depending on the point of view. So I don't know what can you derive from that everyone's living in their own, everyone's sharing like a collective reality, but also living in their own personal version of it based on their perception of it, kind of. I mean,
Yeah. Hmm.
what does that even mean? I don't know.
Society, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, but
like.
I think the idea is that there's people with occult
Mhm.
knowledge that are more or less like running society, and they're forcing people into like limited perspectives to control them, I guess.
Mm, I
Is an idea.
guess I don't.
That's
Hmm.
a running idea. I don't know.
Right. No, I hear you. I'm not exactly sure about that for sure, but it's
I don't know.
it sounds plausible. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think
Apologies.
that we're one, like the song Aerials by System of a Down, if you know them. They say life is a waterfall, will one in the river and one again after the fall.
Good song.
Swimming through the void, we hear the words, we lose ourselves, but we find it all. So what they're saying is basically before we're born and after we die, we're all basically one.
There's that idea too. Hmm. And that you like that basically we're all just like fractured consciousness of like one being or some shit.
Yeah,
And hmm
yeah. I mean, it gets
Hmm.
kind of tricky because then you get to say, do you have a soul that lives on after you die?
well, I guess the question is, do you retain your individuality once you die,
Yeah,
or do you
that's what
just
I'm.
merge back into some kind of like hive mind thing? Or I guess the idea is that you're the true. That if you're going with that idea, the idea is that you're living out every life, but one at a time. And I guess they all join together again, like when you're in the afterlife or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't even know, to be honest.
But
Mm-hmm.
to
I don't know what
me,
to think about that.
I don't know. Like I said, these are all like they're like ideas, right? Like they can't really be proven,
Yeah, it's
so they're just
theoretical.
ideas to play with, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
had
what do
this
you say about?
recurring dream. Huh?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yep.
All right. I have this recurring dream every night that I'm traveling by subway train to a secluded beach that's all the way at the end of New York. There's a peninsula called Rockaway, and it's the last beach on the peninsula of Rockaway. And it's just the same dream every night. Uh, and plus, I took the train, but I have my moped or my car, and I lose my moped or my car, and I'm coming out of the school, and I'm getting lost. It's all weird. It's like all one big dream of everything that's ever happened in my life. It's just one big shit show of everything that's ever happened in my life. I'm back at my old family house, but it's the same dream every night, you know?
What? So what is happening in the dream? You say like you're
I'm traveling to a secluded beach. I get called back to work for work that I used to do almost 17 years ago. I'm looking for my school, which is my high school. I sneak into my high school, and everyone else there is my age, 30, 35. And I say, I'm not going to get in trouble. All these other people are here to get free lunch too. And they're there to get free lunch, just as I snuck in the school to get free lunch. And then I leave the school, and I can't find where I parked my car. And then somehow I wind up back in my hometown after I travel, and I'm back in my grandmother's house that got sold. And I'm saying, "Where's the tenants? Yeah, I mean, where's the new people that live here?" And they're like, "Oh, they're." My mother's always in a dream, and she's saying, "Oh, they're on vacation." I'm like, "Aren't we gonna get in trouble for being at someone's house?" You know, something like that. It's always the same, but it's the same thing every night. Like
does it
I
mean
don't know.
anything to you?
I don't know. I was kind of I downloaded a dream interpreter, AI dream interpreter, just to see if
Hmm.
that would do
Uh,
anything. Welcome, always smile. Always good to see you here.
did it tell you anything?
Let me type it in now. So I just really want to know about the secluded beach because that seems like something that's secluded beach traveling.
And that's another thing about dreams, like particularly like the symbolic aspect of it. Like
Yeah,
for whatever reason, people seem to have like they share specific dreams with certain symbolism in it. Like there's the flying dream, there's the teeth dream. There's several different kinds of dreams. Like, but the question, I guess, is like, why? Is there even an explanation as to why that symbolism is appearing in people's dreams, like apart from each other?
Well, they say that the unconscious mind speaks to the conscious mind through symbols. That's the only way it knows really how to communicate with the conscious mind is through symbols. I don't know how true that is because, I mean, I don't know.
Well, the thing is that if that was the case, everybody would be sharing the same like subconscious symbolism because people are having those dreams like independent from one another. It's like, why are people dreaming about the same things? You know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I know that sometimes I feel like the psychiatrists, the dream psychologists, psychoanalysts, that they project their own beliefs onto what is real. You know what I mean? They project their own beliefs. They say, well, I think, excuse me, they say, I think a dog means a symbol of happiness that is coming your way. You're
Yeah,
gonna have
they
a
don't
new
know what the
baby or
fuck they're
something.
talking about unless, but I think a lot of this symbolism and the interpretation is like ancient stuff. Like it's not, it would be considered more like a cult style knowledge, which really has nothing to do with like the scientific method, really. It's like, it's not clear where that stuff comes from. But like if you're talking about like astrology and anything that would be considered a cult, which is like an umbrella term for like a lot of different shit, but basically like metaphysics and stuff like that. There's no there's no clear origin of this stuff.
Yeah.
I have one for y'all. You said the teeth dream. What did you mean by that one?
Like people will frequently have a dream like where their teeth are falling out, and it's usually interpreted as that they're going through some make changes or major changes in their life, and it's a common dream that people have. There's just one
Yeah.
example. I don't know if any of you guys ever had that dream where
Yeah.
your teeth are falling out or they're breaking.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not my teeth breaking. I have a lot. Um,
Or maybe you're
but
clenching really hard and
yeah,
they break, like a dream, something like that.
the two times that I've had dreams that all my teeth fell out as if I was a corpse and just my teeth were soft and they just fell out of my mouth. Was when my paternal grandfather passed away and when my paternal grandmother passed away. Those are the two times that I had that my whole rows of teeth fell out. And if they say it signifies something new coming your way, or I mean, it's so broad to say.
Were you close to them?
I'm not close to my father's side, no.
Well, I don't know.
Um,
The way I've read it is it's interpreted as like I'd have to look at it, but like fear of change.
is it? I don't know. I have this here on my screen. An overall interpretation of my dream that I was talking about before. I don't know if you guys want to hear it.
Yeah.
All right, so I lose my car. I'm traveling to a secluded beach. I'm traveling by train. Somehow I have a car. This dream may symbolize a significant moment in your life where you are seeking clarity and direction. The secluded beach represents a sanctuary for self-reflection, while the lost car illustrates a struggle with control or direction of your life and journey. Step back from your current chaos, embrace solitude. I don't know how, this is so vague. You know what this reminds me of? Horoscopes.
What does it remind you of?
Horoscopes.
It's very much it's very similar, I think. Because again, where are they getting these interpretations from? They're not. I mean, it's not like they were able to come to these conclusions like with the fucking scientific method or anything. So how are they coming to this stuff? Like it's no, like
Yeah. Let's see. Dream of all teeth falling out. Let's see what it comes up with. Uh, dreams of all teeth falling out. Now this is a free thing that because there's no way I'm spending money on a dream interpreter. And I don't even believe that uh, half the shit they say. Okay. Uh,
Could you imagine spending money on that?
I wouldn't spend money on it. Maybe $1.99 if I wanted to, but no. Fear of aging or loss of vitality.
Yes, that there you go. Fear of aging.
Yeah, fear of aging. Communication issues. Insecurity or vulnerability. Transition and change. Health concerns. Self-image and perception. Sense of control. That pretty much covered like everything.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, basically
Black,
the fear of stuff being out of your control.
yeah. I don't know. It's funny. It's weird. Well, let's
So
give
yeah,
it
I have.
10. Yeah, I was gonna say let's
Oh
give
yeah.
it 10 more minutes. If anyone wants to say anything to, or if
So
you
are
want to leave
you
now.
so right now you say you were raised Catholic, but you kind of would you consider yourself like agnostic, leaning more towards like spiritualism or like mysticism or
I lean more towards spiritualism.
okay.
What were you gonna
Non-religious.
say? Propagate?
Oh no, that's okay.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll give you guys a few minutes to say what you need to say, and I'm gonna jump off.
Are you gonna wrap it up soon?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
like
you
10 minutes, 5 minutes.
okay. Would you say propagate, would you say like pretty much you're kind of the same, like you're not really religious or anything like that?
I'm not really
I would say,
religious.
go
Yeah,
Yeah,
ahead.
like
like,
I know you don't really have any type of
oh, you were
religion,
talking
but you
to
could,
propagate.
yeah,
Okay,
but you consider
yeah,
yourself
sorry.
spiritual. I get that. I was
Okay,
asking if he feels the
okay.
same way about like his beliefs. Or
If anything, I lean more on Christianity, but for the most part, spirituality.
so like kind
Um,
of
it,
somewhere between like the occult and like Christianity.
mm, it depends on what you think the cult, what your view of the cult is. I mean, it's just hidden, right? Just stuff that's hidden, or is it like kind of evil to you?
I'm not really when I say occult, I am not giving it any kind of good or bad connotations. I mean just what it is.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
which again, it's like an umbrella term that kind of encapsulates a lot of different things. Many
Hmm.
things I would consider not to be really compatible with Christianity in my personal view. Um,
Hmm.
but I understand that Christianity isn't always easy to understand. So people are going to look for answers elsewhere. And I think that's where a lot of this
Hmm.
desire to look into these things comes from because it's giving like
Right.
more clear answers than you might find, like, say, in the Bible on certain things.
Mm.
So I could
Hmm.
understand
That's a
why that
good
would be
point.
enticing for people. But for me
Hmm.
personally, I don't, I try to, like I say, I familiarize myself, but I don't really delve too deep into it for myself. But
Mm.
I don't judge anybody that does, you know, at all.
Oh, okay.
I don't judge anybody for anything that they're doing. I mean, unless it's like really fucked up. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good
Oh yeah, we
though.
talk a
That's
if that
lot.
makes sense, yeah, you get what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. That's cool. That's cool that you have that that frame of mind, about the topic.
Yeah, because I understand a lot of people are not going to see it the way I see it. Like, do I think it's
Mm.
evil in nature? Yes, I do. But do I think it's
Mm.
obvious that it is? No, I don't. I don't think that's obvious, and I don't expect people to agree with that. You know, so
Right.
that's why I explain it the way I do because I'm not trying to come off like, oh, I know better than you or you're evil or something. No, it's
Hmm.
just I think that, and I have my reasons for thinking that. That's all.
Well, yeah, just real fast. What does know thyself mean to you? That's in the Bible.
In the context of the Bible, I'd have to pull up the verse. Let me see. Know thyself.
Hmm.
Was that in the Bible?
I think it was. I just can't remember where.
Let me see. He's in the Bible multiple places, including John. Let's see. Where in the Bible does it say know thyself? Okay, John 6:22. Like I say, I'd have to look into the context of like what they mean by that. But I mean, if you're gonna ask me like just blindly, because I'm not. Let me see. Because as far as I know, that wasn't a biblical concept. I've heard of that before, but it's found through like a lot of different worldviews. So I didn't.
Mm.
I'm not sure what the Christian interpretation of that would be, but when it's talking about Christianity, like specifically Christianity, I think they're saying that people have inherited like the nature of people is like flawed, and it's like prone to like what I guess they would consider sin or disobedience to God, evil or whatever you call it. And I think to know yourself would be to like know that, and also to know. You're asking from a Christian point of view, right? Like,
Yeah, in your point of view, it doesn't matter.
I think in general, it just means to understand yourself, meaning the good and the bad things, like the uncomfortable things too. In a general sense, but I think in a more Christian sense, it's talking about like the nature of the flesh and like what they call like this flesh and the spirit kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Like the two natures within the self. Like there's an evil nature, and it's at war with the nature that wants to like follow after God.
Okay. I think in the King James version it says it means to encourage self-reflection and understanding, something like that, right?
Yeah, like introspection to understand yourself better.
And then thyself, I would say, is not the body, is what's behind the body, so to say, our real selves. Would you say that's
Yeah,
what
like
it
I
is?
don't think it's talking about your body. It's talking about like your mind or your soul or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you as a person, not like your physical self. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's all I
yeah.
want to say. I mean, you're invited to come through. I mean, I would love to have your perspective, and we get in together in the group and talk on my channel about different things. So if you're interested, you can come through.
Where do I find your channel? How do I find you?
Oh, let me post it here.
You
Let me
post it
see.
and I'll put it up on the screen.
Okay, my tabs. I got so many tabs open. Okay, here we go. Let's see
I think somebody down there asked about Gnosticism. That's something else I would have to talk about later. But yeah, I think I kind of covered how I feel about that kind of stuff. I don't think it's compatible with Christianity.
Okay,
Yep,
this
so I
is
just posted.
Propagate. Sorry,
Okay.
Propagate This Light. His channel is on the screen. Subscribe to him. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I'll give you a sub. Let me see. I run
That's all
streams
good.
too, but probably nothing you would be interested in. Only because it's nothing like what we're not. It's not really like this. We're talking about stuff. It's more like a shit show.
Oh, yeah.
No, it
Is it a
is.
panel?
It's a fucking circus. Yeah, it's a panel. So you know how those
Oh,
go.
okay.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
on my panel, we have I have guidelines, so you can find the guidelines in my description box. So if you could roll with that, then I wouldn't mind having you on. And you and
I can follow
how you,
people's rules. Yeah.
okay, for sure. How do you pronounce your name? Fregan?
Friggin. I say friggin because that's the way a Valley Girl would say it. I don't know. I was just being silly
Fregan.
one day. Yeah, I was just being silly one day.
Oh yeah.
So I said friggin. Who cares? Friggin Angela.
Oh yeah, you're deep into like metaphysics and occult stuff. I can tell like in your description. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but it's interesting things. And it's something I would like to talk about.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, come through. I mean, I've had a lot of different experiences, so I usually talk about my experiences and not like what I researched and what someone else said and all this stuff like that.
Yeah, I
people
think
could
that's
take.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah. So yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate the discussion tonight.
Yeah,
It's
thank
nice
you.
having you on, Propagate. Nice having you on, JT.
Mhm.
I wish you all the best. And hi, Melody. Melody just showed up. Sorry, Melody, you missed it. Melody is one of our regulars here.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Melody, go check out. Let me put it back on the screen, and then we're gonna go check out Propagate this night. Check out his channel. He does streams too. I know you like to talk on panels. But anyway, yeah, thank you for joining me on Super Bowl Sunday. And peace till next time. I'll see you, Propagate. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you all in chat. All right,
All right.
take care.
Thanks for having me.
Rock steady.
Thanks.
Rock steady.
You too.
You're a big fat phony!
Well, isn't that special?